The number I found my boyfriend's wedding ring, but we weren't engaged. Have you ever found something you were never supposed to see? I'm talking about the kind of discovery that makes your stomach drop before your brain even catches up. What would you do if you found a wedding ring hidden in your partner's apartment, even though they'd never proposed? Would you get excited? Would you confront them? Or would your mind immediately assume the worst? Because that's exactly what happened to me. My name's Emma, I'm 28, and my boyfriend Jake and I had been together for almost 3 years in Chicago. We weren't the couple who posted cheesy Instagram photos every weekend. We were comfortable. Movie nights, takeout on Fridays, arguing over what show to binge. It felt real. At least, I thought it was. One Saturday, Jake asked me to grab his passport from the top shelf in his bedroom closet. He was booking flights for his cousin's wedding. Simple enough. I reached for the passport, but a small black velvet box slid off the shelf and landed at my feet. My heart stopped. I picked it up. Inside was a beautiful diamond engagement ring. I just stared at it for maybe 30 seconds. I wasn't smiling. I wasn't crying. I was confused. Because Jake and I had talked about marriage before, and every single time, he'd say the same thing. I'm just not ready yet. So why was there a ring? For me? Or for someone else? I quietly put the box back exactly where I'd found it. The rest of the day, I couldn't even look at him. Every notification on his phone suddenly seemed suspicious. Every time he smiled at a text, my mind filled in the blanks. By Sunday night, I'd convinced myself he was cheating. I barely slept. Monday after work, I couldn't take it anymore. I walked into his apartment, placed the ring box on the kitchen counter, and asked, "Who is she?" Jake looked at the box, then looked at me, and somehow, he started laughing. Not a nervous laugh, a genuine one. I was furious, until he said, "Emma, that's not my ring." I blinked. "What?" He walked over to the closet and pulled out another identical black velvet box from behind a stack of sweaters. "This one is," he opened it. Inside was another engagement ring, a completely different design. I just stood there speechless. Jake sighed. My younger brother asked me to hide his fiance's ring while he planned his proposal. He didn't want her finding it. He pointed at the first ring. "That's his." Then he held up the second one. "And this one is yours." I couldn't say a word. He admitted he'd bought my ring almost 2 months earlier. He'd been waiting for our anniversary because that's where we had our first date. He even showed me restaurant reservations, photos of the lakeside spot, and a speech he'd written in the Notes app on his phone. Then he smiled. "I guess the surprise is ruined." I burst into tears. Not because I'd found the ring, but because I'd spent 2 days believing the worst about someone who'd spent months planning one of the happiest moments of our lives. 2 weeks later, he proposed at sunset by Lake Michigan. And yes, I said yes. Looking back, I learned something I'll never forget. Sometimes the stories we create in our own heads are far more convincing than reality. One hidden ring almost destroyed my trust, but one honest conversation saved our future. So before you let your imagination write someone else's intentions, make sure you've actually read the truth.